color. It's everywhere, and it is an important part of character design. Join me on this noble quest to discover the true secrets of color. So you may think you know what color is, a visual element of almost everything we see, but it has so many more components than just color. In reality, color is just a pigment of our imagination. Get it? A pigment of our... yeah, you get it. Color is not a real, tangible thing. Rather, it is how we perceive light that bounces off of objects. Depending on the material the object is made of, certain light will reflect more than others, and we see that as color, baby. The spectrum of visible light, appropriately called the color spectrum, consists of Roy G. Biv, or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. You've probably seen the color spectrum before. It's called a rainbow. Booyah. And these colors can be altered and mixed to create every perceivable color imaginable. In art, your starting colors are always going to be your primary ones, red, blue, and yellow. From them, any other color can be mixed. Primary colors can be mixed into secondary colors, then to tertiary colors, and so on and so forth. Then you add white or black, and that will change the color some more. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of technical terms for the different components of color, so I'm just going to chuck them up on the screen here and you can pause to read them. Today we're really just going to focus on hue and value, but it's good to keep all these terms in mind when making art. Hue is basically your color, so for example red, and value is how light or dark it is. It's important to remember when designing a character not to put colors that are too similar in hue or value next to each other when they're supposed to be different. It can be a little confusing to look at in the final design. Okay, technical stuff is mostly out of the way. Now we can learn about how to use color effectively in a design. I'm sure I don't need to reintroduce you to our scene girl and her utterly atrocious design. If you've seen our first video, which you should watch, I talk about how the biggest problem with her initial design is her lack of a coherent color scheme. She has far too many different hues going on, and we can't really make out a good judge of her character. A good rule of thumb for a color scheme is a 60-30-10 ratio, wherein 60% of the design is one color, 30% is another, and 10% is a contrasting pop of color. This doesn't necessarily mean you can't have more than 3 colors in a design, you absolutely can, but you don't want them fighting for attention. Have one main color in mind, and then branch off from there. When doing this, also keep in mind the feeling that the colors evoke. Do you want your character to have a more warm or cool color scheme? Cool colors being greens, blues, and violets are very calming to look at, and warms being reds, oranges, and yellows are a bit more intense and happy. Color is really flexible when it comes to designing characters. You don't necessarily have to design a calm, serene character with a cool color scheme, but it is important to keep in mind how that color makes you feel and how you want people to react to the character. When I redesigned the scene girl, I chose to give her a warm color scheme. She has lots of yellows and oranges going on, and it makes her look friendly, but with a bit of an edge, especially mixed with her sharp shape language. But she could look equally rad if I had gone with a cool color scheme. You can draw out color thumbs of characters before committing to their design also, and explore with different color schemes and ratios of color. Whew, this was a lot of information, and we've only just scratched the surface of the wild world of color, but this should be enough to get your metaphorical ball rolling. Tune in next time where we talk about clothes and accessories and how they shape a character. Now, go forth and create, artists, and don't forget to get inspired. Bye!